Opened the fridge the other day, and you won't believe what I found inside. It was one of those moments where you just have to stop and question everything. You know, the kind of moment that makes you wonder if you're living in some sort of bizarre alternate reality. And you know what I found? A bloody pineapple. Yes, you heard that right. A pineapple. Just sitting there, chilling in the fridge like it belonged there. I mean, who does that? Who puts a pineapple in the fridge? A pineapple! In the fridge! I couldn't believe my eyes. It was like finding a unicorn in your backyard. I mean, sure, pineapples are delicious and all, but they don't belong in the fridge. It's just not right. Honestly, some people would refrigerate a houseplant if you let them. It's like they think the fridge is some sort of magical preservation box where anything and everything can be stored. But that's not how it works, folks. Listen, I get it. You're trying to keep things fresh, and that's commendable. We all want our food to last as long as possible, but there's a right way and a wrong way to go about it. Some foods just don't belong in the bloody fridge. Take tomatoes, for example. They lose their flavor and become mealy when refrigerated, or bread, which goes stale faster in the cold. And don't even get me started on bananas. In fact, sticking them in there can do more harm than good. Refrigeration can cause certain foods to spoil faster, lose their texture, or develop off flavors. It's a delicate balance, and not everything benefits from the cold. You wouldn't put a blowtorch to a souffle, would you? It's the same principle. Follow these instructions and you'll avoid the common pitfalls of food storage. Keep your pineapples on the counter, your tomatoes in a bowl, and your bread in a bread box. Your taste buds will thank you. And if you're ever in doubt, there are plenty of resources out there to help you figure out the best way to store your food. From online guides to handy apps, there's no excuse for not knowing how to keep your groceries in tip-top shape. So next time you're at the grocery store, think about where you're going to store your purchases. Plan ahead and make sure you have the right storage solutions for each item. It might take a little extra effort, but it's worth it in the long run. Because at the end of the day, it's all about enjoying your food at its best. Fresh, flavorful, and perfectly stored. That's the goal. So let's all do our part to make sure our fridges are filled with the right stuff and leave the pineapples where they belong. And remember, the next time you open your fridge and catch a whiff of something strange, take a moment to investigate. You never know what you might find. It could be a pineapple, or it could be something even more surprising. Happy refrigerating. First up, tomatoes. Those beauties belong out on the counter, soaking up the sun, not shivering in your fridge. The cold air messes with their texture and flavor. You end up with a bloody, mealy, tasteless mess. And nobody wants a flavorless tomato, do they? It's like kissing a cardboard cutout. Next up, bread. Stop putting it in the fridge. You're just drying it out. Bread needs to breathe. The cold air sucks all the moisture out of it, leaving you with something that resembles a brick more than a decent loaf. Keep it in a bread bin, for God's sake. Potatoes. They are a staple in many kitchens around the world, versatile and delicious in countless recipes. From mashed potatoes to fries, they are beloved by many. Now, these fellas are best kept in a cool, dark place. Think of a cellar or a pantry where the temperature is stable and the light is minimal. This helps maintain their texture and flavor. And no, the fridge is not a cool, dark place, you donkey. While it might seem like a good idea to store them in the refrigerator, it's actually one of the worst places for your potatoes. The cold temperatures turn the potatoes' starch into sugar, a process that can happen quite quickly. This transformation affects the texture and taste of the potato, leaving you with a gritty, weirdly sweet mess. The once smooth and starchy potato becomes unpleasantly grainy and overly sweet, which is not what you want for most savory dishes. Nobody wants a sweet potato that's supposed to be savory, do they? Imagine biting into what you expect to be a delicious savory potato dish, only to be met with an off-putting sweetness. It's a culinary disaster. To avoid this, always store your potatoes in a cool, dark place. Check them regularly for any signs of sprouting or spoilage. Proper storage ensures that your potatoes remain in prime condition, ready to be transformed into your favorite dishes. Whether you're making creamy mashed potatoes, crispy fries, or a hearty potato soup, the quality of your potatoes makes all the difference. Treat them right, and they'll reward you with delicious results every time. So remember, keep your potatoes out of the fridge and in a cool, dark place. Your taste buds will thank you, and your dishes will be all the better for it. Happy cooking, and may your potatoes always be perfectly savory and never gritty. Onions. Now these pungent little devils need air circulation. Sticking them in the fridge makes them go soft and moldy. And trust me, you don't want a moldy onion ruining your next dish. That's a one-way ticket to Flavor Town, and not in a good way. Garlic. Similar story to onions. Keep it in a cool, dry place, but for the love of all things holy, not the fridge. The humidity will make it sprout and turn rubbery. And nobody wants rubbery garlic, do they? It's like chewing on a tire. Honey. This liquid gold doesn't need any help staying fresh. It's naturally antimicrobial, for crying out loud. Putting it in the fridge just makes it crystallize and go hard, and then you're left chipping away at it like a bloody archaeologist. Coffee. Now this one should be a no-brainer. Coffee beans are porous, which means they absorb all the nasty odors in your fridge. So unless you want your morning cuppa to taste like last week's fish, keep it far away from the fridge. Avocados. These green beauties need to ripen at room temperature. Sticking them in the fridge will just halt the ripening process, leaving you with a rock-hard disappointment. And nobody wants a hard avocado, do they? It's like trying to spread concrete on toast. Bananas. These guys are tropical fruits. They thrive in warm temperatures. Putting them in the fridge will just turn their peels black and make the flesh mushy. And nobody wants a mushy banana, do they? It's like eating baby food. Basil. This delicate herb is best kept at room temperature. The cold air in the fridge will make it wilt and lose its vibrant flavor. And nobody wants sad, wilted basil, do they? It's like using potpourri in your pasta sauce. So there you have it, 10 foods you should never, ever put in the fridge. These foods might seem like they belong in the cool confines of your refrigerator, but trust me, they don't. Keeping them out of the fridge will not only save you space, but also preserve their flavor and texture. Now go forth and check your refrigerators. Take a good look at what's inside. You might be surprised to find some of these items lurking in the corners or hidden behind other foods. It's time to give your fridge a thorough audit. If you find any of these offenders lurking in there, get them out. Don't hesitate to remove them and place them in a more suitable environment. For instance, tomatoes should be kept at room temperature to maintain their juiciness and flavor. Potatoes, on the other hand, should be stored in a cool, dark place, but not in the fridge. Your taste buds will thank you. By storing these foods correctly, you'll notice a significant improvement in their taste and texture. Imagine biting into a perfectly ripe, room temperature tomato, or enjoying the creamy texture of a properly stored avocado. It's a small change that makes a big difference. And if you enjoyed this culinary crusade, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more kitchen wisdom from yours truly. We have plenty more tips and tricks to share that will help you become a kitchen pro. From storage hacks to cooking techniques, we've got you covered. Now go on, get out of here. But before you do, take a moment to share this video with your friends and family. They might be making the same mistakes with their fridge storage. Let's spread the word and help everyone enjoy fresher, tastier food. Until next time, happy cooking and happy eating.